4M. How you doing? How you be? Top to the AB. And yeah, I'm in my garage. Apologize for the acoustics, but I'm kind of in here looking for something a little bit special. It's about, I don't know, 3 months since I started this whole workout thing, and usually around this time, I start looking for something special. Let's go take a look. See that right there? Yeah. Yep. Clothes my big ass couldn't wear before. Watch this. Pharrell. Ooh. Pharrell. How you doing? How you be? Top to the AB. And yeah, it's week 8. And the days are starting to merge together. It's been a while, and it's starting to feel like it did back in the day, where they're starting to run together, and it just kind of feels like I'm getting myself into my rhythm, and I'm enjoying it very much. And it is a long process, but you know, I'm making it work. I hope you like my little clothing expose. You know, I tend to dabble a little bit. But seriously though, man, clothes, they make the person, and it's something that you can look forward to, because there's not a whole lot of landmarks that you can hit that make you feel really good when you're losing weight, you know. And we're talking this time around about 120 pounds I'm looking to lose. I'm already around 40. So at that particular mark, there isn't really a whole lot of inspiration really at that particular weight mark. You know, your friends don't really notice, your family doesn't really notice. They're like, oh, you look a little different, but you know, they can't put their finger on it just yet. You know, but your clothes do. You know, and you can start to wear stuff that you used to be able to wear, but you couldn't, and you put them up for the winter, threw them in the garage. You know, you can go ahead and grab them and bring them back. And that's fun. It lets you know that you're making progress. You can fit some of your other clothes. Clothes look different on you. Feel a little bit happier. You can try different, different styles, different colors, you know, stuff like that. Now, I am not condoning buying clothes at this particular point. I've learned my lesson. Do not go out and buy a bunch of clothes because you lost a few pounds when you're nowhere near finishing your journey. It's just a waste of money. I guess in my case it really wasn't, because I just kind of went right back to it. But for most people that aren't crazy like me, it's kind of a waste of money, because you're just kind of, you know, go right past it, and then all of a sudden all those fancy clothes you just bought, they don't really look all that good on you anymore. So, you know, that's something to take notice, something to be aware of. You know, just a little bit warning, you know what I'm saying? Don't spend a whole bunch of money on clothes, because it is not worth it. But for me, you know, I am 343.9, so 344, which I don't believe. I think I'm probably around 345. You know, that's a pretty good number. I don't think I pretty much said that I'll probably be out of the 340s in the next couple weeks. Just, you know, to me mentally, not to you. but I think I will. I think I'll be able to get out of the 340s here pretty soon. Hopefully less than 10 days, but you know, we'll see. 340s I don't really hate or anything. It's just, you know, I'm trying to hurry up and get down below 300. That's really the next biggest landmark. Once I hit 300, man, I look like a totally different person, you know, just from looking at my previous videos of me doing my first videos and learning about cameras and lightings 3.5 years ago. You know, I look pretty good at 300, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to it, you know. And you know, and hopefully this time around I'll have a little bit more muscle. I'm pretty sure. Actually, you know what? Something that snuck up on me on my app, my muscle percentage has actually been increasing rather dramatically. I was at 32 when I first started. I'm now at right around 34.1%, which means that I've gained 2% of muscle, and 2% of muscle is quite a bit, you know. And I thought that was actually really, really interesting. Because I thought it was impossible for me to gain any more muscle, but luckily, you know, gods have smiled on me, you know what I'm saying, and it's nice. It's nice that I can start to fill out clothes a little bit more because I have a little bit more muscle and it doesn't look like I'm just fat. so you know, it's the positive things. It's the positive things that keep you going, you know, through the long stretch. Because I mean, when I'm looking at this, man, I still have another 5 months to go before I'm down to my regular weight. I think I could pretty much hit that in 5 months. I could probably get to around 260, 250, somewhere around where I'm comfortable. And you know, you just gotta look for the little things, man, because it's a long road. I'll give it that. You know what I'm saying? It's been what, 8 months? It's gonna take me entirely of 8 months to lose it all. It took me about a year and a half to gain it. It's fast, man. It is so fast. And you don't really believe people when they tell you that they gained it back really fast. You can gain weight so quickly. It's terrifying. It is so terrifying. All it takes is like one powdered donut and it's like 8 pounds, you know, and I don't even look at food the same way. Like every time I look at something with sugar, I just start crying because I know I will never be able to eat that again. Banana, nope. Apple, nope. Just nothing. Because when I look at it, I look at the calories I'll gain, and I'll turn around and eat something with fat, and it's all over, man. It's just straight downhill. It is, you know, it's humbling, and it keeps you aware, and it's just, you know, and on top of that, this being the second time around me doing it, man, I am desperately afraid of anything that has to do with sugar, because I just imagine that if it took me, what, a year and a half to gain all my weight back, then this time around, it would only take maybe 6 months to gain it back. So I'm very, very careful, man. I'm starting to have nightmares that I'm eating Funyuns in my sleep, you know, and I'll wake up to a whole bag of Funyuns, but luckily, you know, that hasn't happened just yet. I still love Funyuns, but I just don't love it in my dreams. So, but yeah, man, it's been a long process. And in the future, I'm gonna start, you know, doing things at different angles. Maybe start walking just to motivate myself to well, I'm not necessarily myself, but just motivate others to also want to move around. And I hate to be stationary, and I'm trying to mix it up. But this particular video kind of called for it because I was looking at my clothes and I was like, oh, that'll be kind of a cool video. But in the future, man, I do want to start, you know, doing a video while I'm walking, or doing a video where I'm out and about. Or lifting weights downstairs, you know, any of that, you know. I think that'd be really beneficial. So you guys can even see my workout regimens, especially my food regimen as well, which I really need to do. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be pretty soon. It's coming. My food regimen. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go about saying it, because it's not really a whole lot to it. Basically, I just eat a lot of fast food, and I know that sounds bad because fast food, the name has a really bad stigma to it. But fast food, as in like Chipotle, Freebirds, and like this place called El Queso, which makes burritos as well. But basically, it's just meat, rice, cheese, meat, rice, cheese, meat, rice, cheese, and I kind of just leave it at that. But I'll give you guys the macros and all that kind of good stuff, so you guys can follow me as well. You know, I think that would be really cool. But I haven't actually done a proper review of my weight because that shit is boring. If it's boring for me, I know it's boring for you. So I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit, but it's been a while since I've done one. So you guys, let's go ahead and take a look at this Yame app. All right, form. Let's go ahead and look at these numbers, man. So as you can see here, 343.9. I still think I'm around 344, maybe 345, but you know, it's talking about I lost 2.8 pounds. I think that's a bit much. I'm not sure what's up with this little kid here. Try to change unhealthy habits and have a balanced diet. That's accurate. But I like this one a little bit better because it kind of shows you where everything is and where all your numbers are. But let's take a look at the graph real quick and we'll come back to these numbers. So 343.9, if you look here over here to the right, my muscle is 34.1, which I think is very interesting versus back what it was, you know, back in the gap, which is way back here at 32%. So 2% more muscle mass. I think that's a really good number. Just from me guessing here, it feels like it's a really good number because it looks like it's working out relatively well. So my water is also increased, which I'm also kind of happy about. But that average fat that's dropping that's the real number that you always have to be concerned with, because the average fat is literally the difference between living and dying. So yeah, my average fat is getting down there, man. It's getting to where I need it to be. Around, it says I lost about 3 pounds in a day. Don't believe it. Deadlifts, you know, I'll always have that nice, really big dip after a deadlift, but you know, it is what it is. I'll take it for what it is. It says my fat percentage went up. I doubt it. I think that's almost impossible, so you know, we'll leave it at that. Now, I like this one a little bit better because you get to see it all at once. Fitness age 42. I'm getting closer to my age, but you know, it is what it is. Visceral fat, that's always been relatively high. Hopefully it'll start going down. I actually haven't seen this number change at all. And you'd think after 40 pounds it'll at least do something, but you know, whatever. Muscle 34.1%, BMR 2085, protein 16%. You know, and I think I'm okay with that because just by my muscle actually increasing, it looks like I'm actually getting enough protein. And if you guys were wondering, I usually usually get around 120 to 140, 150 grams of protein. Probably not more than that. Probably 150 is like the highest protein that I usually get to. And it looks like that's pretty much what it equates to, around 60% protein, and it's enough. I'm still building muscle. I mean, it's not like I was at I had a loss of fat or something, because I mean, I had that, so I had the energy and I had enough protein, so it looks like I'm still building muscle. So because it's like that and it's not prohibiting me and my muscle isn't actually decreasing, I'm gonna keep at it, man. I'm just gonna stay right at 150, even though, you know, they say, 1% per pound of body weight, or 0.8. I even see people say 0.7. Technically for me, because I'm 340 some pounds, if I did like 0.5, that's 170 grams. I don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm at 150 and it looks like it's enough. So that's something to be very cognizant of for them. I don't really think you need that much protein when you're coming the other way down. Maybe if you're going up, but not the other way down. So take note of that. And yeah, body fat percentage 49.1%, down from, I guess whenever I started it was around 52-53%. Very happy about that number. Eventually I started getting to, you know, where it's a little bit more manageable. Hopefully, I mean, what scares me is that it's sitting at 49% and I'm 40 pounds in. Just think, like in 40 pounds, you know, or 30 pounds even, rather, that I had this particular app, I've only lost 3% of body fat. So I'm thinking this number may be highly inaccurate for him, but the fact that it is going down, I'm gonna leave it at that, and we'll see as the time progresses whether or not it's actually helping or not. Bone mass, it has been the same. I don't think my bone mass is gonna change. I'm 30. I don't think my bones are gonna get stronger. Water 37%, like we talked about, it's a little bit higher than normal. I thought it would flush and be like around 34-33%, but 37 is really good. I'm kind of happy about it. And body mass index is crap, so I'm not even gonna bother entertaining that. So yeah, form, you know, I'm happy with my numbers here. I did want to give you guys a little look to see where these numbers are. That way you guys can see where I'm going, because I mean, I understand, man, this stuff here, these numbers and stuff, I try to make it as entertaining as humanly possible, but it's really hard when we're talking about numbers. But yeah, you know, it's nice to come back and look at these numbers again and see where I'm at and all that kind of good stuff, so you guys can, you know, keep track. I mean, this is week 8, so, you know, maybe not do this again for another, 2 weeks, but I mean, you know where I'm at now, you know. And you know, that's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you like my clothing extravaganza. If you like this video, go ahead and hit a like button. If you really like it, go ahead and subscribe. I love you either way, but you know, subscribe.